Welcome to the phone ringing. Cup of Joe with Poe. I'm your host, Don Poe. Today we're going to be discussing genetics and racism somehow. This isn't Nazi Germany. We're not learning from Mein Kampf. If a woman is beautiful and wants to sell a clothing brand and says that she has good genetics, well, obviously she does. So what's wrong with living in reality? You don't hear me 5'5" complaining that I can't jump high enough to be in the NBA. So something's flawed with genetics here. No, this is just reality. My parents were short. I'm short. My father, he went bald. I went bald. This is all just, like I said, genetics. Why is this so hard for people to understand or wrap their mind around? Like there's some hidden agenda that American Eagle and Dunkin are together and they're going to overthrow America with their racist agenda through. So, I don't know where this is going. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is this affecting anyone in their daily life that they are so offended? Like, oh, how dare they mention genetics? The girl's got a rack on her because I bet her mom does too. Wow. Look at people and their children. There's always going to be the rule to the exception. But when it comes down to it, it's science. It's reality. It is what it is. Two athletic people that are tall sleep together, then more than likely their child is going to come out the same, kind of tall and athletic. Now, this isn't to say that two people with Down syndrome sleep together and that their child is normal. I don't know how that works on genetics that deep. I may be quite smart and do research on things, but I'm not a geneticist. I don't know that in depth, but I know well enough through common sense and living in reality that there's nothing wrong with selling merchandise with beautiful women, no matter their color. Beyonce, for instance. When you think of Beyonce, what do you think of? Well, I think of a woman kind of the color of my coffee here, caramel, with blonde hair, long blonde hair, and an amazing body. Is that what everyone else pictures? Well, how did she become that woman? Through genetics, through DNA. Nobody's angry with her. Nobody's mad at her. Nobody has a problem with that. So if everybody's listening to a certain type of culture, music-wise, and watching sports that's dominated by a certain ethnic group or race, it has been since I've been a child, and all these entertainers and all these actors and all these people through life that are all just humans, but humans want to associate themselves with other humans that look like they do. That's why there's segregation in race. That's why people are, I'm pro this and pro. Well, it's so ass backwards these days. You can't even be, I'm proud to be white and I'm pro white. I'm pro human, first off, and I don't have an issue with my pigment. I'm perfectly fine with being Caucasian. Sometimes it's, direct sunlight for an extreme long time. It can suck. You can get burned up pretty bad. But it's just DNA. It's just science. So who cares if a brand is using that in their marketing? I remember Victoria's Secret's models. Look at Miss America, Miss Universe, any pageant, anything that deals with that, deals with beauty. There's nothing wrong with beauty. I believe that women that are ultra beautiful, you'll run across them here and there. I've met a few in my lifetime that were just no makeup, no nothing, just stunning from head to toe, just stunning. There's nothing wrong with that woman saying, "I'm stunning. I'm going to use this to sell a brand or a clothing or market it." What's wrong with that? People use their voice, sing. When did and I want to give much respect to the artist Lizzo that people made fun of for all that time. Look at her now. She just lost all that weight and is looking way better. So maybe she was listening to us and watching people saying, wow. Now think about the people that stepped in her career and said, guess what? We want you to sell our brand. And the brand is geared around beautiful, skinny, attractive women. How did that make that brand's customers feel and her to let them parade her out there like that? When in society was it like, you know what? Let's take these large people, women, men, whatever, and we know it's unhealthy. We know that the life expectancy for larger people is greatly diminished due to size and health factors like that. Mobility, I mean, just so many different things. There's no disputing that it's better to be you live longer when you're healthier. So why promote an ideology that says, you know what? No, no, it's healthy to be large and big. It's not. So why would a brand align themselves like that to just get people to buy their brand, no matter their look, shape, or size? And I'm all into express yourself any way you want to. I'm cool with that. Mohawks, piercings, tattoo face, look at me. I don't care. Wear whatever you want to wear. Wear underwear, which is the big thing right now. Wear underwear or night clothes outside of your home. I don't care. Don't parade around nude. But that just shows the person. See, I'm a different walk of life. I can step back and watch society, observe society, and see what others are thinking when they're looking at people, when they're walking through life. I see all this, just how they judge me and look at me. That's normal. That's how life works. That's how it should be. If I'm out here in the woods and I seen a grizzly bear, but this grizzly bear had pants on and a shirt, well, hell, that must be a civilized grizzly bear there that's got pants. I'm going to go up and talk to him, or I'm going to keep walking the same direction and I'm going to bump into him. Fuck no, it's still a grizzly bear, no matter what it's wearing. So why do people get wrapped up in the stereotype stuff too? Like, if me saying, which I don't have the best genetics, but if I was an athlete and my parents were athletes, and I said, you know what, there's nothing wrong with me having good genetics. I have good genetics. Why would that be an issue in society to where people would be like, how dare you say you have good genetics? Well, is it a lie? It's like me saying it's daylight outside. It's daylight outside. How dare you say it's light outside? Somebody might think it's dark. Uh, well, somebody better educate them and let them know it's not. That's the problem with society. Nobody wants to step in anymore and educate people. Each one reach one, teach one. If you know something and you know it's real, 2 plus 2 is fucking 4. It always will be, and it can never be anything else. And people think it's not. Why would you not take the time to try to educate them so they don't keep miseducating the rest of their um, family, children, community, whatever it may be? It's because ideologies sink in so deep that now people, even just me saying that, sounds like, well, what's the education and what are you teaching them and what does it align with? How about reality? How about the first thing is first and foremost, we're all related, DNA, all the way down to the core, to the point where we are humans first. Can't stress this enough. Humans. I hate more than anything my people to hear. My people. Your people are the human fucking race. History. How far back do we go in history to make a point to make ourselves valid? Well, this happened to my people this long ago. When people, I wonder in Egypt, are the Egyptians in Egypt like, my people built the pyramids and we're not even respected anymore? But I mean, who the fuck is holding on to shit like this for this long to where it's bleeding over to a brand making beautiful women beautiful again? What's wrong with making advertising appealing? I don't want to see a 400-pound woman selling a bathing suit. I don't. No offense to anyone who does. And I know some guys that are into that. But that's them, not the majority of society. I don't want to see that. I didn't want to see this morning when I was walking out from back here, two men on a trail doing the dirty deed that they was doing. And why was they doing it back there in the woods? Because it was frowned upon and looked at like, man, you nasty motherfuckers. What is you doing out here like that? Doing anyways. I think they should make sodomy illegal again, except for in Nevada. You want to go do that shit in your own home behind closed doors, so be it. Nobody knows it. You could just be quiet about it. But how in the world did they even come along and say sodomy is legal now? Who? Why did that even happen? Why would they legalize it? If it was already illegal, then it was immoral because it's immoral. Poop comes out of that fucking thing. This shit is beyond me. Beyond me. That as a society, we're willing to sit here and legalize sodomy, which it became legal here. I had to look it up. Like, I think sodomy is illegal in Tennessee. No, it's not anymore. They made it legal. Why? I couldn't tell you. I don't find one good reason why. I can tell you a shit ton, pun intended, why not to. So, once again, this is about genetics and brands like American Eagle and Dunkin saying stuff about genetics in their commercials. How is that wrong? What is it? What are they promoting? Some falsehood? I am pretty sure my parents were both short. I'm actually just a little bit taller than them. I'm pretty sure the reason why I am the way I am is from genetics. I'm more than confident that DNA and genetics are in one. And if I'm selling a brand, I want attractive people selling my brand. I don't care what color that human is because they're still just a human being. It's all these people that are wrapped up in their minds about some sort of what image is this purveying on that level. If they're so fucking worried about that, why don't they make women dress a little bit better? Instead of when celebrating an achievement, twerking, when the fuck did twerking become acceptable as a celebration dance? That is a sexual innuendo move with the ass to show that, hey, I'm not the only one that I think thinks this way. Why is society condoning things that are denigrating us and making us more susceptible to ignorance and, like I said, denigrating? That's the best terminology to use for that. I'm sorry about my wording, but I really think about these things. That's why I love where I'm at. I'm not subject to have to see shit. I can come out here and look. It's just the woods. I don't have to listen to obnoxiously loud vehicles or music that are fucking up my peace, or someone coming up to me and asking me for a cigarette, or listening to two people fight and argue over just the dumbest shit in the world. I don't have to deal with none of that. That's the amazing thing about this. And when I go into society and I see it, it's not that bad because I know I can once again, segregate myself because I don't have the patience anymore. I'm trying to teach a better way of looking at things, and it gets more and more difficult because I don't feel it's really sinking in. It's like I'm talking to the woods here, because pretty much I am. When are we all going to truly be awake? Fuck woke, okay? There's a whole list of things that were operating how they should have been. Everything is a system, and a system has to operate a certain way in order for it to maintain as that system. The system has broken, but it's still there. The main line of the system's still there. There's just all these other, look at it like a pipe, all these other pipes trying to bust into here and feed their own stuff into that system. That clogs the system down, that causes other breaks off of it. It's constantly being patched, constantly being patched. Now that we are awake as a society, and we can see this as a fringe group of people that are anti-American, they hate the things that we are supposed to value and hold true. As a country, we are a melting pot, but we are not the melting pot. Our strength is not in our diversity at all, in any form or fashion. Assimilation is. The point of America growing at that rate was to bring people here to assimilate them into being Americans. Why are we letting people from other countries come here and end up being senators and congressmen and stuff like that? They can't be the president, and they shouldn't hold any of them offices because their allegiance and their alliance is going to be with that original country. Look at Minnesota, for instance. There are senators, congressmen, and state officials there that are from, I want to say Uganda. I'm pretty confident it is. Wherever Talib is from, the woman that married her brother or biological brother here in America to become a U.S. citizen and then become what she is now, holding office like that, and brings people here and even says her allegiance is to her homeland. Wow, that's immediate kick her out. Why in the fuck are we so tolerant to this point? To the point where we have lost control of our society? All those tent cities, all the mass genocide going on. A real to life Nazi woman invents Planned Parenthood, enacts it, annihilates more people of color than I think. I wonder what that number is. Do you think that Planned Parenthood has committed more genocide than the Holocaust? I wonder what them numbers are. Think about that one. That's deep. That's something to actually grab a hold of. That's a real topic and issue. Not is American Eagle promoting some sort of ideology that deals with your genetics, with science? That's what people are talking about. Today there was 2 mass homicides with a big body count, and the people are on the run from it. Things like that. In Cincinnati, there was a hate crime where whites were viciously beaten. There was no fight. It was an assault. And still, nothing. They'd sweep it under the rug. We already know there's no sense in there. Well, what if the roles were reversed? We already know the city of fucking Cincinnati would be on fire right now. All this shit is like some fucking topsy-turvy, oxymoron, idiocracy type, maybe alternate reality flipped on us. What is really going on here? Well, stay tuned to find out because it's still unfolding. But as it unfolds, someone comes right along behind it and refolds it. And when they refold it, they fold in what they have in store for us. So let's hope that the rest of this 3 years here things continue on a positive course toward humanity becoming humans instead of this constant race baiting, constant looking for a boogeyman, looking for some sort of issue, problem, or drama. Education is very important these days. Look at where our education system has taken people to. Grammar. Look at grammar in society, in different areas. What is that area going to consist of? Is it going to be a Democrat area or a Republican area? What's their ideology aligned with in these areas? Do you think that it would be a good place to raise kids? That's a good question there. There was a PTA board meeting thing or whatever, and these people were they don't even have kids, but they're there trying to promote some woke ideology. And they don't even have kids. They might live in the district. They don't have kids. They're not even able to produce kids, literally because of their ideology. Some of them, the handful of them that were there, and then the other ones were all people that didn't even have kids. Some guy got brave and went up there and said something like, yes, the woman should be taken off the school board because of her racist reticule, which is based around what happened in Cincinnati. That is absurd. Run for these seats. That's the next step here. Everyone needs to get together and run for a city council seat, things like that, and really fix this problem, because it starts on a state level, on a local level. And as for American Eagle, the year I was born was 1977. I thought that was pretty fucking cool. So go grab you some American Eagle, big old cup of Dunkin', and go out in society. Take you a big drink of that Dunkin', be golden, and do whatever it is you do. And while you're doing it, think like, well, I ain't tall enough to reach that all the way up there, so genetics slipped me on height. Huh. Oh well, grab a stepladder. People crying about something that they ain't even got control over. Love you guys. One.